Ready? Play.
Alex Eala is going to come up against Eala Grabher from Austria in the upcoming WTA 500 event in Linz. Eala's current ranking is 45 in the world, whereas Grabher is 87. Against fellow top 100 players over the last 52 weeks, Eala's record, bizarrely, incredibly, is exactly 50-50. She's won 20 and lost 20. That is a slight improvement on her overall record against top 100 players, where she has a winning ratio of 42.9%. Against top 50 players over the last 12 months, Grabher hasn't won a single match. But throughout her career against top 50 players, such as Eala, who's currently ranked 45, she has a winning percentage of 19%. A little bit more about Eala Grabher. Well, she's an Austrian tennis player, and on the 26th of July, on the 26th of June 2023, she reached her career best ranking of 54 in the world. In terms of her slam results, she's never been beyond the second round at any of the majors, where she got to the second round in both Melbourne at the Australian Open, in Paris at the French Open. The French Open was in 2023, whereas the Australian Open was this year in 2026. She's a 29-year-old, so she's a little bit more experienced than Eala. And Grabher also says her preferred surface is clay, which of course is the surface for this WTA event in Linz. It's an indoor event as well, so that does change the dynamics slightly. But this clay prowess is something that might be of concern for Eala. A few reasons. First of all, it's her first clay tournament this year. In fact, it's her first clay tournament since exiting the first round of the French Open last year. Also, clay is anything but the preferred surface for Eala, as she told me last year when we spoke in WATCHALONG, Portugal, where she did win a match at the WTA 125 event in WATCHALONG. Where are we at with your game and your preference? Clay, grass, hard? what's your sort of preferred condition?
I prefer hard court. It's the one I grew up in, and I think my game naturally is more suited to that. But I've been, of course, I've been playing on clay for a long time as well. It's true that the clay season is shorter, much shorter than the hard season. But you know, I love clay, and I'm just trying to get it to love me back.
What is it about clay, do you think, for you and your game that makes it maybe a little bit more tricky than hard court, for example?
Well, I grew up on hard court, so it comes more natural to me, and maybe my game is a bit more suited to there, how to move, but not to say that it should change on clay. I don't think it's in the end it's a court, so of course maybe the bounce is higher, it's affected by the weather, but you can't make it such a big deal. It's nothing to change my whole game over, so I believe that I can do just as well on clay as I can on hard. Yeah.
But her overall clay season last year, not particularly impressive for Eala. She won that one match in the first round in the WTA 125 in WATCHALONG.
Jogo, setting on Grabher. 2-0, 2-0, specialist in sport, 6-3, 6-4.
Apurada para a segunda ronda deste Linz Open, Alex.
Before exiting to Panna Udvari in the second round. She then got another win in Madrid before exiting to Iga Swiatek, and then lost in the opening matches that she played in both Rome and at the French Open to Emiliana Arango of Colombia, also a clay court specialist, I would argue. Eala also lost that first set 6-love, but ultimately went down in 3 sets. I'm optimistic that Eala can improve upon her clay court record last year. She has been seen, of course, practicing at the Rafa Nadal Academy in recent days. But I wonder if this matchup against somebody with a clay court prowess such as Grabher might just come a little bit too early for Eala. And therefore, I'm going to tip a 3-set win for the Austrian. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready. Play.
All right, Alex, thanks for joining Talking
Thank you for
Tennis
having me.
today. Thank you. First thing is just tell us about your win that you had yesterday in the singles.
Well, it was a tough win, definitely. A lot of challenges with the weather, changing conditions. So I think it was a great way to start off the clay season.
Cool. Talking of clay, where are we at with your game and your preference? Clay, grass, hard? What's your sort of preferred condition?
I prefer hard court. It's the one I grew up in, and I think my game naturally is more suited to that. But I've been, of course, I've been playing on clay for a long time as well. It's true that the clay season is shorter, much shorter than the hard season. But you know, I love clay, and I'm just trying to get it to love me back.
Good. You're going to be playing Udvari next. Do you know much about her? And tell us what you're thinking ahead of that match.
I've seen her around quite often. I've never played her before, but I think that's adds to, you know, the excitement of the match. But, you know, trying to go in with the same mindset as the match before, trying to stick with my shots and trust my tennis.
Doubles with Katie today. Of course, you lost, but you beat her in Miami. Did you talk about that match at all?
No, we haven't. She did congratulate me on, you know, that whole week, and she's a great sportsman. I think she's super nice, and we get along well. So I really enjoyed that doubles, even though we couldn't end up taking the win. But it's fun with her. Yeah.
Yeah. How has life changed since that Miami run for you, or has it not changed at all?
A lot has changed technically, but I don't really feel. At the same time, not much has changed. It's hard to explain. I've had the same work ethic since I was young, so nothing in terms of how I go about my day has really changed. Of course, there's a big difference between last month and this month in terms of my results, my ranking, but when you focus on the things that, you know, I need to focus on, there's nothing much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel any more pressure?
I think it's normal to feel some pressure after a big run like this. But tennis is a game that has a lot of pressure in whichever moment that you're in your life, and I think that I've done the best I could with my mentality and talking with my team about how I can handle it, and hopefully that shows on court.
The win over Eala, is that the best moment of your career so far, would you say?
Of course. I think all of those, all the wins that week, and even the match against Jessica was each such important moments in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. What about this? World number one or Grand Slam, if you could choose one?
Grand Slam.
Okay.
Hands down.
Which one?
Wimbledon.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
But both. I mean, if I could, I would choose both. Yeah.
Well,
But
oh,
Grand
of
Slam.
course, yeah. Okay, have you heard about these comparisons maybe with Leylah Fernandez? I mean, obviously in terms of your game, you're both lefties, you both sometimes take the ball early. Are you familiar with these comparisons, and how do you feel about that?
No, I'm not really familiar with
Okay.
those comparisons, but I think Leylah's a great player. Obviously, she did the final in US Open a couple of years back, so she's a trailblazer in her own way. I think I'm not so close with her. We've had a couple of interactions, but she seems like a nice girl, so not mad about that comparison at all. She's a good player. Yeah.
Have you got a favourite shot?
It
If I'm going to give you a shot, and this is match point to win Wimbledon, what is it?
That's a good question. They asked me which one I prefer the other day, forehand and backhand. I was also kind of on the edge. I would say maybe a backhand cross court.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cross court winner.
But yeah, I don't know. It really depends. There's so many things that can happen during the match. Depends on the opponent, the court. But yeah, I think that one has been there from the beginning. Like now, I definitely have a lot of weapons aside from that that I've been working on. But I feel like that backhand just came natural from the beginning. Yeah.
And have you ever dreamt, and then you fall to the grass, for example, at Wimbledon? Have you ever dreamt about
I think
that?
everybody's dreamt of that. Yeah, I have. So yes.
All right, I'm going to show you some pictures now, and I want you to tell me the first thing that kind of comes into your mind, or just some of your thoughts. So.
Yeah, this was, I believe, in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. I won like the Little Mo Grand Slam. It was, you had to get that trophy. The trophy, as you can see, is bigger than I am.
Yeah.
It was like the tallest trophy ever presented in junior tennis, or something like that. That was a big thing, and we had to take it apart and ship it back home in a box. Yeah, so I bet that was difficult for my parents. But there's my brother as well. He competed also, and he was like 2 points away from winning that same trophy.
Oh.
Yeah, but such a happy memory in my young childhood. Yeah.
Do you ever think about some of these moments when you're on the court? Do you ever think about your childhood? Do you ever think about something like this?
No, on the court, no, I don't think about it. Definitely comes to mind when I start reminiscing on my whole journey, on what I've achieved in the past month. But on the court, it doesn't pop
Cool.
into my head. Yeah.
Okay, Amazon Prime documentary. That's what this, because this is when I first became aware of you. What are your thoughts now, a few years later, on that?
I don't know. I think a lot of people got to know me through this documentary. So obviously a big privilege to be part of that. A lot of people will come, oh, are you the girl from Amazon Prime? Yes, that's me. So now hopefully I'll be known for more things than that.
For sure.
But this is it's so nice to have these memories and these moments captured on camera.
Yeah, cool. US Open junior title. I was there when you won
You
that.
were there?
Yes, I was. Yeah,
Okay.
just as a fan, but yeah, I was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was such a precious moment. I feel it was so full of emotion, and yeah, I started crying, and I feel like, of course, Junior Grand Slam doesn't guarantee anything for the future, but it's a huge achievement, you know, and it's still a decoration, you know. I think just the word Grand Slam and to win it in those courts, I feel. Representing my country, it was a big deal. Yeah.
Cool. Actually, representing your country is something I want to speak to you about, because this image here is sort of also about being from the Philippines and being a professional tennis player. What does it mean?
Yeah. I feel like the biggest advantage of representing my country is the community, you know, and the pride that I'm able to bring when I do well to my people, and they come out, they support, they really make the effort. So I'm so appreciative. Yeah.
Cool. Next one is graduation from the Rafa Nadal Academy. Obviously, Iga and Rafa were there present. What did that mean to you when that happened?
I was super excited because every year I would see who was the celebrity guest or who was the guest speaker at each graduation. And I remember there was Roger, I think Pau Gasol was there one year, and I was so excited when it was Iga, because she had just come off a slam win or something.
Yeah, I think the
Roland
French Open was the week
Garros,
before, because Rafa just lost to Novak, I remember.
Yeah, I remember, and no, it was super happy, and I think Iga told me that I remember that she said she'll see me around on tour, and I was like so excited, you know, and it happened. Yeah, it definitely happened.
She did see you around. This is after the win against Iga.
I know. I've watched that video so many times, and it's just so heartwarming. I really tried to just stay in the moment and remember everything, how it felt to be there. But funny story, like I can't really remember anymore. Like I can't really remember what I saw or that moment right after the ball went out. So, but
Do you remember how you were feeling or thinking on match point, or is it almost like you're watching just a video and you don't remember it?
no, yeah, I do. I remember. Yeah, I think I felt.
It was on the turn, right?
Yeah, normally when match point comes against these big players, you know, you're trying to get yourself to stop thinking about what would happen if you win, because, you know, but those thoughts didn't come to me at all during the match. I feel I was in a state of such focus that, you know, and I couldn't really believe it when I won. Yeah.
Cool. Then this went viral, this moment that you had afterwards, where obviously you'd lost to Jessica, but you know, I was watching this on TV and I thought, wow, this is amazing. I mean, obviously, hopefully you can have more of this, but again, what do you remember about this few minutes after you'd lost to Jessica?
This was such a sweet moment for me. Let me tell you, I'm definitely not normally like this when I lose.
No.
But this was definitely a special circumstance. I remember the last couple of match points, I was able to save a match point, you know.
Yeah.
And I just tried to prolong the match as long as I could, because I knew that this is where I wanted to be. And then after I sat down, after the handshake, I looked up and just so many flags of the Philippines and so many Filipinos. It was past midnight, they were there to stay, and I had just had the best run of my career so far. So there was so much to be happy about in that moment, yeah.
Cool. So that's
Yeah.
that. Now, this is quite recently, I believe. I think this is after your run. But also I want to know about Rafa and the influence both his academy, but even Rafa as a player has had on you.
Well, I've been there since I was 13, so obviously deeply rooted with the academy. Rafa has been a role model, you know, someone to look up to for so long, and I think the values match the values that the academy instills matched with the values that my family had when they were raising me. So that's why they felt so comfortable to send me over there. And of course, they have a part in a big part in my game. Yeah.
And Rafa the player?
Rafa the player.
Did you enjoy his career? Or were you a
Of
fan?
course. I don't know who doesn't enjoy Rafa as a player. I remember I watched him one time in center court in French Open when I was young. So before even going to the academy, and it's crazy to see the intensity he has and the way he hits the ball. So much to look up to.
Cool. What about here in Huerash? What would it mean? I mean, you've not won a WTA title yet. What would that mean potentially if you were to have a good week here, for example, and maybe even lift the trophy?
It would mean a lot. I think right now what I need is a lot of hours on court, a lot of hours playing at a level that, I'm happy with, and a level that I know I'm capable of. So this is a tournament that will help me do that.
Cool. Last question. I'd like to know about some sort of future goals, maybe even just for 2025.
Okay.
Do you look at sort of things like, obviously you're going to be in the slam draw, you're going to be in the main draw now at the French Open. Perhaps that was a goal. But what about now? Because the goals never end, right?
Of course. No, of course. My original goal for 2025 was to finish in top 100 or at least to touch it. And now that I have touched it, it's a lot of new territory for me. So I'm trying to take it match by match, and I feel that's also why this tournament is important, because I'm coming off from such a good week, and I'm starting the clay season. So I give myself the space to figure it out, and then we'll see what my next set of goals are. I'm sure my team already has their own set of goals, but personally, I want to see how the situation unfolds.
But is winning a title, just a title of, whether it be 125, 250, is that one of the next goals?
Yes, of course. You always go into the tournament with the mindset that you can win it, and some tournaments maybe there's a lower chance of that happening, and some tournaments maybe there's a higher chance, but you'll always have a chance.
I do have one more actually. Did Miami surprise you? I mean, you said coming into a tournament, you feel as though you have a good chance maybe of having a good run, but did you expect the semi-finals there?
No, I did not. So yes, it did surprise me. I think Miami 1000 is WTA 1000 is one of the tournaments where I had the lower chance of holding the trophy, but I'm so proud that I was even able to come close, and the way I did it, I had such a tough draw.
I know.
So I had a tough draw. I really had a tough draw.
I mean, you had
I didn't
Madison Keys.
I didn't even realize, because you just look at the first, you're trying to get through one obstacle at a time, and after I passed each one, I'm like, it's just getting harder.
Yeah. Because it was Madison, Iga, and Jessica, wasn't it? And then
I had Yelena, I had Katie.
Yeah, Yelena as well.
I had Madison, and then Badosa, who unfortunately withdrew, and then Iga, and then Jessica.
It was
just if I had won, it would have been Arena. So it's so funny to look back on. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to try to pass the ball.
Go. Sorry. Thank you, Alex.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready. Play.
And if you're wondering what this little thing is, well, let me tell you now, whether it be tea, coffee, or merely water, it tastes so much better from a talking tennis mug. And you know what? They can be yours if you wish to purchase one from our website. We've also got bags and stickers and hoodies and notebooks. Mira Andreeva. T-shirts as well, of course, coming in both black and white. And we've got a classic jumper for you as well, and many, many other things for you to purchase for excellent prices so you can look like some of the coolest people on the tour. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready. Play.
Alex Eala is going to come up against Julia Grabher from Austria in the upcoming WTA 500 event in Linz. Eala's current ranking is 45 in the world, whereas Grabher is 87. Against fellow top 100 players over the last 52 weeks, Eala's record, bizarrely, incredibly, is exactly 50-50. She's won 20 and lost 20. That is a slight improvement on her overall record against top 100 players, where she has a winning ratio of 42.9%. Against top 50 players over the last 12 months, Grabher hasn't won a single match. But throughout her career against top 50 players, such as Eala, who's currently ranked 45, she has a winning percentage of 19%. A little bit more about Julia Grabher. Well, she's an Austrian tennis player, and on the 26th of June 2023, she reached her career best ranking of 54 in the world. In terms of her slam results, she's never been beyond the second round at any of the majors, where she got to the second round in both Melbourne at the Australian Open, in Paris at the French Open. The French Open was in 2023, whereas the Australian Open was this year in 2026. She's a 29-year-old, so she's a little bit more experienced than Eala. And Grabher also says her preferred surface is clay, which of course is the surface for this WTA event in Linz. It's an indoor event as well, so that does change the dynamics slightly. But this clay prowess is something that might be of concern for Eala. A few reasons. First of all, it's her first clay tournament this year. In fact, it's her first clay tournament since exiting the first round of the French Open last year. Also, clay is anything but the preferred surface for Eala, as she told me last year when we spoke in Huerache, Portugal, where she did win a match at the WTA 125 event in Huerache. Where are we at with your game and your preference? Clay, grass, hard? What's your sort of preferred condition?
I prefer hard court. It's the one I grew up in. And I think my game naturally is more suited to that, but I've been playing on clay for a long time as well. It's true that the clay season is shorter, much shorter than the hard season, but I love clay, and I'm just trying to get it to love me back.
What is it about clay, do you think, for you and your game that makes it maybe a little bit more tricky than hard court, for example?
Well, I grew up on hard court, so it comes more natural to me, and maybe my game is a bit more suited to there, how to move, but not to say that it should change on clay. I don't think it's in the end it's a court, so of course maybe the bounce is higher, it's affected by the weather, but you can't make it such a big deal. It's nothing to change my whole game over, so I believe that I can do just as well on clay as I can on hard. Yeah.
But her overall clay season last year, not particularly impressive for Eala. She won that one match in the first round in the WTA 125 in WATCHALONG.
Jogo, standing on Grabher. First representative, Tuska Specialist in short, 6-3, 6-4.
Apurada para a segunda ronda deste Linz Open, Alex.
Before exiting to Panna Udvari in the second round. She then got another win in Madrid before exiting to Iga Swiatek, and then lost in the opening matches that she played in both Rome and at the French Open to Emiliana Arango of Colombia, also a clay court specialist, I would argue. Eala also lost that first set 6-love, but ultimately went down in 3 sets. I'm optimistic that Eala can improve upon her clay court record last year. She has been seen, of course, practicing at the Rafa Nadal Academy in recent days. But I wonder if this matchup against somebody with a clay court prowess such as Grabher might just come a little bit too early for Eala. And therefore, I'm going to tip a 3-set win for the Austrian. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca Jorge, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
My name is Zainab Sammaz, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jan Faria, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes.
Take one. Well done.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paulini, and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
Ready? Play.
My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time it is in the world, wherever you are tuning in from. I imagine many of you will be tuning in from the Philippines, despite the fact that it's, I think, 1 o'clock in the morning there, or approaching 1 o'clock in the morning in Manila right now. Do let me know in the live chat where you are in the world. Of course, there's plenty of Filipinos living outside of the Philippines. I'm very aware of that. Let me know exactly where you are. We have Eala serving first here, by the way, on the clay. I'm just going to switch my microphones, and then I'll also share the score with you on the screen. We've got 2 break points already here for Grabher, the local favorite, of course, in Austria. Let's get this on my big screen as well. Do make sure you hit that like button. I'll share the score with you on the screen as well, because I'm sure many of you wish to know that. Got Eala here under pressure on her serve at 15:40. And she saves the first of the 2 break points. I'm not expecting big things for Alex on the clay. If she exceeds her 2 wins that she had from her clay court season last year, I think that would be a success. You know, if she could win a round at the French Open, for example, that would be a huge positive. I think clay is always going to be a struggle for her, despite I saw some very optimistic comments. Oh, she saved another break point, so it's juice. I saw some very optimistic comments from Greg Rusedski regarding Eala on the clay. I felt as though that might have been just paying lip service to an audience there rather than genuine optimism. Got some comments here in the chat. Hello, Remoa, watching from Cavite. That's in the Philippines, I think, right? And also Moncor as well, thanking us for covering this. Yeah, of course, as we possibly can. The clay quality in Austria and Germany looks extra fine and powdery, John. Oh, wow. Look at that funny bounce, though, that forehand winner from Eala took. She's got a game point now. So she's won 3 points in a row to put herself into this position. Yeah, sorry, copycat. Yeah, I mean, tennis is always reliant on the previous match finishing. And this match could have started as early as midnight in Manila, but in the end, it's closer to 1 a.m., I know. But that's just how it is. Tennis doesn't have a specific end and start time, so you have to rely on the previous match finishing. Okay, can Eala at least get on the board here with winning the first game? Oh, juice. The angle that Grabher created there was pretty special. By the way, is this a general comment, Ozan? Like, I don't find, like at my local club, the clay is any more powdery, but perhaps in Stuttgart and Linz, for example, if that's you're talking about the bigger picture, or sorry, the smaller picture even, I should say, regarding clay courts. Her favorite surface is clay. She said that in an interview with the WTA website, Grabher. I've actually gone for a Grabher win as well. Maybe some of you think that's controversial. Maybe some of you don't. Let's get this on my big screen as I've been vowing to do. Eala holds. Saves 2 break points from 15:40 down. So at least she's on the board. Hey, Remissus. How are you? The winner of this encounter, of course, will be playing Yelena Ostapenko in the next round. So that's exciting. No tears for you, weak as I am. Of course, we've got a huge audience here. We've got 96 people tuning in on YouTube. I've even got 1 or 2 people right in front of me, which I know are captivated by this unbelievable encounter between Julia Grabher of Austria and Alex Eala. I feel as though there's somebody very famous from Linz, but I can't remember quite who it is. Maybe it's nearby Linz. I'm going to just have a quick look to see where this very famous person, I think he might have spent some time in Linz. I'm going to have a quick look anyway. Is Linz his home stat? I think it is. Or maybe that's a conversation for a different time. Okay, forehand here from Grabher. She's got another forehand here into the forehand of Eala, who's going to defend that, but it's going to go just long, 30 love. I think she just used the F word there as well, which is kind of amusing. No, Ozan, a different Austrian. Ace down the tee from Grabher. Okay, 3 game points here for Grabher. Misses the first serve, so a second serve for Alex Eala to look at. Lots of people tuning in from the Philippines despite the late hour. Eala goes too long on the return and it's 1 game all. I personally would have liked to have seen this match a bit earlier in the day. I think the night sessions or the evening stroke night sessions in Linz will be quite popular anyway, just because it's evening and there's people that have bought their tickets. There's not a huge Filipino diaspora as well in Austria, so it's not like she's playing in the Middle East. And therefore, I think they probably should have tailored a little bit more for the Filipino audience. But then for them to do that, they'd have to understand the sport. And I don't think they do. There we go. Mateo Kovacevic was born in Linz. Good to know. Ozan is a fountain of knowledge. No tears for you. Okay, 15 love here on the Eala serve. Keep coming, by the way. Who's leading, John? Right now, it's 1 game all, so exactly equal. Keep coming, by the way, with your comments in the live chat, but also let me know where in the world you're tuning in from. According to Renz Marty 2972, Alex is definitely moving better, now sliding to, at least improving. I think that's a very interesting point, and I think it's something that we should keep an eye on, even as early as this match today. I've gone for a Grabher win in 3 sets, by the way. 40 love. I see a few Filipinos in the crowd. Indeed, Ozan. Indeed. By the way, are you excited about the Champions League tonight, Ozan? Some big matches. Sporting Lisbon, of course, at home to Arsenal. And then Bayern against Real Madrid. Eala's held, by the way, much more comfortably this time. 2-1 she leads. Yes, you can imagine who I'm supporting. I don't really like Bayern or Madrid, but I guess I would lean Bayern in that one in terms of favoritism. And maybe even likelihood. I think it's an interesting encounter. So 2-1 here. Both 3 holes of serve thus far. Of course, this is an indoor event in Linz. I didn't see the Vekic match, by the way, Ozan, which, according to Ozan, had like 3 people watching. Do hit that like button, by the way. And if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. And then watch this little number just above my head tick over. Yeah, let's keep an eye on the Eala movement. Remember, she had 2 wins on the clay last year. They were in the opening round of the WTA 125 in Werash before she lost in the next round to Panna Advadi. Then she got a win on the clay in Madrid against Valentova before going down in 3 sets to Iga Swiatek. And then she lost to Marta Kostyuk in the opening round. And then I think it was Arango, was it, in the opening round in Paris? So if she could get one win at each clay tournament that she plays, because I think she's going to play a similar amount of clay tournaments this year. I think she's going to play this one, then Madrid, then then she'll play Rome and the French Open. I agree. I think one win. If she wins this match and then loses in straights in the next one, I think it'll be a huge step in the right direction. 15 all here, by the way, with a forehand winner there for Grabher. I don't dislike this. Look how close she is. In fact, typically inside the baseline for a return of serve here, Alex. And it's a double fault, perhaps as a result, 15-30. I certainly think that her return on clay needs to be as aggressive as possible. I mean, it is often the case on the second serve. But I think she could probably step inside the baseline for first serves on clay as well. Oh, Grabher misses the first serve there. Plus, Eala is a step further in her development compared to a year ago, just as a player as a whole, not just on clay. But there she is. She's pretty close to the baseline here, isn't she? Ah. 30 all. Oh, Sarana Chastea won her match today, and it's also her birthday. Her 36th birthday today. Oh, what about this? Have you seen that Alex Eala's now signed up for the Stuttgart tournament next week? Qinwen Zheng has pulled out. So there's a place now for Eala. So there is some chance for her to earn some points there as she chases a seeding for the French Open. Do we think she should retire? Well, yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, game point here for Grabher. Deuce. Sorry, 2 games all. Just going to close some doors. What a return from Alex Eala. Love 15. Love. What a forehand, I should say, or backhand cross court, even 15 love. Okay, so 15 love here for the Filipina. First serve goes into the net. Got my bottle of water, people here. Very important to remember our water that we have. Some of you may be lying down, chilling on the sofa as you watch this encounter, but don't forget you've got a glass of water perhaps behind your head. That could be the case. Make sure we stay rehydrated, people. And if, by the way, if you own a water company of some sort, we are open to that kind of sponsorship. We're open to most kinds of sponsorship, except tobacco and maybe betting as well. I know alcohol is not good for you, but I see that Stella Artois are branching out a little bit. If you wish to send some cases our way, we are certainly open to that notion. Or other beer as well. Oh, that wasn't a very good backhand from Alex Eala. It's almost as if she's been on the beer already. 30-15. I think that's talking about Grabher's ranking dropping to around 400 a year ago. Okay, 30-15. Second serve here for Eala. Backhand return from Grabher into the forehand of Alex. That's going to go long. So 30 all. Okay, Eala serves 30 all. Misses the first serve by some margin. So a second serve here for Grabher to look at. One around forehand return into the backhand of Eala, which just makes it over the net. She certainly plays with a little bit less margin with net clearance compared to Grabher. Hits with a bit more topspin as well. Ah, that forehand from Eala goes into the net and it's 30-40. Shall we give, shall we put some audio reactions to some of this? Because now we've got a break point. I think we should have some drum roll bongo. There we go. See how this one pans out. All right. Eala out wide, misses the first serve. She's already saved two break points on her serve already in this clash. She's got a third one to defend right now. 30-40. Where are you going to go with this serve? You're going to the backhand return into the forehand of Alex Eala, which is not a bad forehand, but she's well off being in charge of this rally just yet. She is hitting that ball early, but so far Grabher is dealing with this, and she's not being able to hit through as though she would do on certainly on a hard court, but probably on a grass as well. Forehand. Oh, but the backhand down the line from Grabher is wayward, and the Philippine fans can breathe a sigh of relief and maybe even give a little applause. Technology, hey? Who says that talking tennis doesn't have unbelievable technology? Just at the press of a button. Okay, backhand to backhand. That backhand from Grabher is going to go long, and we've got a game point now for Alex Eala. Once again, saving break points. Sharp. Ozan Sharp. But there was one before Sharp as well in the early 80s. Before Sharp, we had one as well. Gonna have a look to see which was our first sponsor. Eala should put this away. Oh, what are you doing? Go in that direction, Alex. You've given this point away if you do lose it. What are you doing there, Alex? You were so much in charge of that point. Dearie me, deuce. You just had to put it in one direction. And you didn't do it. No, maybe Sharp was our first sponsor, but it was Sharp, called itself Sharp Electronics. Interestingly, by the way, Sharp doesn't sound like it, but it is a Japanese company. Just looking, 82, 83 was the first year that we had a sponsor. Look at how badly the design is here in terms of it. It looks like it's been done just by an amateur, right? Talking of which, of course, you can buy Talking Tennis merch. We've got jumpers and hoodies and T-shirts and mugs and all sorts of goodies you can buy from Talking Tennis. It is in the description below where you can get some of our merch from. Game point here for Alex Eala to get to 3-2 at the change of ends. Forehand return here. He's going to go into the net, and Alex Eala holds. Okay. Let's hone in on this breaking news story that I told you about, which begins with the fact that Qinwen Zheng, who has been plagued by injuries over the last 9 months or so, she has withdrawn from the WTA 500 event in Stuttgart, which is due to get underway next week. But it does open up a spot for Alex Eala, who will be taking the Chinese's place in the event at the expense of the aforementioned Qinwen Zheng. So here is the statement as well from the Porsche Tennis Grand Prix. As I say, it's coming up next week in southern Germany. Excuse me. Alexandra Eala replaces Zheng. I'll share it with you on the screen as well. Replaces Zheng in the main draw. Unfortunately, Qinwen has to withdraw due to injury, but fans can now look forward to seeing Alex step in. We wish Qinwen a speedy recovery and hope to see her back on the court in Stuttgart very soon. What this means, though, is from Eala's perspective, is that there will be an additional clay court tournament compared to last year, for example, to her schedule. Last year, she played in Huerash, followed by Madrid, followed by Rome, followed by the French Open. 4 tournaments in total. This year, with this now addition in Stuttgart, as well as the Linz tournament that she's playing right now, so Linz plus Stuttgart, then there'll be Madrid as well, then there'll be Rome, and then there'll be the French Open. So 5 clay court tournaments have been slated for Alex Eala this year, and that will perhaps give her a chance to shoot back up the rankings. Of course, she's lost those points from Miami that see her drop from inside the top 30 to the current world ranking of 46. She would certainly like to get into the top 32 before Wimbledon, for example, and therefore be seeded for that event. And by playing Stuttgart, that gives her a better chance to improve upon her 2 clay court wins that she had in the season just gone. 2 clay court wins from 6 matches last year, and one of those was at the WTA 125 level. Now, of course, she's playing at a much higher level in these 2 500 events that we're talking about, both in Linz and Stuttgart, but then obviously there's 1000s to come in Madrid and Rome before the French Open gets underway in around about 6 weeks from now. Okay, honing back in on this Eala against Grabher encounter. We have Grabher serving, and it's 15-all. Okay. Let's share the score with you on the screen once more. There we go. Some of you may have a public house appointment in which you have to get to, and we lose some of that audience. Although I think that audience is one, so that's only one person, and that one person isn't even watching us on YouTube anyway. He's just come over and sat in the living room. Anyway, hi Ghosty, good to see you here. Yeah, I've got it pretty enlarged. I think Malu. I think that's good enough, right? Good. Thank you for dropping by, Ghosty. Make sure you hit the like button, of course. And wonderful that you're spreading some love. 2 game points here for Grabher. Oh, wonderful. Sweet as a nut backhand that was from the Austrian. Much to the delight of the home crowd. I think we might have a bigger audience on YouTube, by the way, than they have in the audience here. We have almost 30,000 subscribers. And I think with any luck in the next 10 days or so, we will hit that 30,000 mark. Oh, wow. Well, I'll let you know in a moment. Just a moment. Hang on a second. Let's just see how this rally pans out. Eala on the defense. She hits that long. And it's love 15. Who doesn't love 15? Yeah? Who doesn't? I mean, what is there not to love about 15? Could be love 30, of course. Oh, Eala let that one go, and it was the right decision. Right, Ozan and Ghosty in the chat asking questions about Cerundolo and Mahach. Cerundolo, please. Straight sets. Is it tomorrow, that match, by the way, or was it this evening even? Oh, it's tomorrow. $15 here. Second serve for Eala. Yeah, I was thinking along those lines, Ghosty. Great minds think alike, eh? That is, of course, if we get to tomorrow. Oh, what a forehand winner down the line. Now, that's by the way, that's something that's never been said on Talking Tennis. Will we even be here as a civilization come tomorrow? Who knows? Okay, 30-15. Backhand return into the backhand drop shot from Eala there. Ooh, look at that, Alex. Wow, adding that to your armory. Armory? Armory. Of course, if the world does come to an end, we will break it on Talking Tennis. We'll probably break it sooner than most mainstream media will, which is wild, right? Double fault here from Eala, so it's 40-30. Yeah, meanwhile, the reactions of Macron and Starmer were just almost as bonkers, almost, in terms of their social media posts. Double fault there from Alex Eala. What about that from Trump, entire civilizations, to Starmer, to Macron, to double fault Alex Eala, all in the space of one moment? That's what you come for, I'm sure, on talking tennis. Deuce. The inside out forehand, yeah. Backhand from Grabher goes into the net, and we've got game point for Alex Eala. Just their tweets about just nothing to do with what was been going on from social media posts across the pond. So it's just their complete ignorance of it. It's just, yeah, wild. I mean, Keir Starmer was tweeting about Kanye West, for example. Oh, good angle there from Grabher to save the game point, so we're at deuce. It is pretty low, right? And she started that with a loopy forehand. Yeah, head in sand stuff. Yeah, exactly. First serve missed by Alex Eala. I think, Ghosty, your last words under your last breath will be like, don't forget how good Molchan Dimitrov was. Nice little drop shot there as well from Eala. I'm loving this little touch that she's showing so far in this encounter. Okay, backhand return. Backhand cross court to the forehand of Grabher. Got good depth on it, but Eala can't deal with it. Deuce. Yeah. Yeah, fingers crossed, Ghosty. If only so we can watch Fran Sarundalo against Mahatch. Maybe that could be mentioned in the Iranians' response. Deuce. Forehand return into the backhand of Eala. Now into the backhand of Grabher. Backhand into the forehand now of Eala. But Grabher dealing with this so far pretty well. Eala trying to pick up the pace, but she doesn't get that aggression that she has. Doesn't quite reflect itself on the clay. But Grabher now doesn't hit that forehand very cleanly, and it goes into the net. So it's a game point for Alex Eala. Game point here for 4-3. Another let there. Serves on the tee. Forehand return into the forehand of Eala, which goes into the net. Deuce. Okay, backhand here from Eala into the backhand of Grabher. nice change of direction there from the Austrian. Forehand from her is a winner. And now she's going to have another break point. Gloria Lopez, wonderful that you can join us from New Jersey. Do let us know where in the world you are watching this encounter from. It's another one. I think this is her fourth break point, I'm going to say. Backhand return. Backhand drop shot from Eala. Grabher just about gets there, but she's hit it long. The drop shot for Eala is working very, very well. This is a 9-minute service game, as Ozone highlights. And we're at deuce. Okay, forehand return into the backhand of Alex Eala. Goes long. Another break point here for Grabher. But the return is long and we're at deuce. Yeah, Grabher has yet to face any break points on her serve, but she's now had 5 on the Eala serve that have come and gone. Backhand return into the backhand of Eala, which is going to go cross-court into the forehand of Grabher. Backhand down the line from Eala is pretty good. Has Grabher defended it? Yes, she has. Now she's got a forehand to wheel, but she's missed it. And we've got another game point for Alex Eala. Backhand return into the backhand of Eala. Backhand now from Grabher. Forehand from Eala cross court. Backhand now into the forehand of Eala, which is going to go long and wide. So deuce. Backhand return into the backhand of Eala. Forehand now from Grabher. Not hit the cleanest of forehands there, but she's still in the rally. But now she messes up that forehand, so it's another game point for Alex Eala. Backhand return. It's going to miss. And Eala does indeed hold for 4-3. All right, let's take a quick break and remind you all about the Talking Tennis merch.
Ready? Play.
And if you're wondering what this little thing is, well, let me tell you now, whether it be tea, coffee, or merely water, it tastes so much better from a Talking Tennis mug. And you know what? They can be yours if you wish to purchase one from our website. We've also got bags and stickers and hoodies and notebooks. Mira Andreeva. T-shirts as well, of course, coming in both black and white. And we've got a classic jumper for you as well, and many, many other things for you to purchase for excellent prices so you can look like some of the coolest people on the tour. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, as Eala and Grabher sit down for the changeover. And we've had 5 break points for Grabher, but she wasn't able to take any of them. That previous service game for Alex as well was a 10-minute epic. So we'll see how this pans out. Now Grabher serving at 3-4, 41 minutes on the clock. So 7 games in 40-odd minutes. New balls, though, for the Austrian to use. Backhand return goes long. Backhand return into the forehand of Grabher. Drop shot from Eala. Grabher's going to get there and win the point as a result. 30 love. I'm not sure how I feel about this grip on the backhand drop shots. I saw some of it in her practices in Manacor as well recently. I think the drop shot itself has been effective from her, but I'm not sure if that'll be that effective against more capable opponents. We'll see. 30 love, second serve. Backhand return from Eala is extremely good, 30-15. But that's a good serve from Grabher to get to 40-15. Misses the first serve, Grabher. So a second serve here for Eala to look at. We know what she did last time, especially in this deuce court. We'll see if she can kill this one again. I think she'll probably go to the forehand here, Grabher, but no, she doesn't. She goes to the backhand. Now a forehand from Eala with good depth on it. And now that forehand is too good. 40-30. First serve has been missed. Oh, wow, what a forehand that is from Grabher to hold for 4-all. For all. Eala to serve. Forehand return from Grabher into the backhand of Eala, into the forehand now of Grabher. Backhand from Eala. It's a weird double-handed backhand, but it's okay. It's going to work for her, I think. She's going to put that forehand away, and it's 15 love. Thirty love. Backhand here from Eala. Oh, what a passing shot from Grabher, though. 30-15. (40-15). 2 game points here for Alex Eala. Backhand return into the forehand of Eala, which is looped up with good depth on it. Now on the forehand of Eala once again. She's hitting these forehands quite nicely. It's going to help her hold serve. 5-4. And now Grabher is going to serve to stay in the set when we return. All right.
Ready. Play.
How has life changed since that Miami run for you? Or has it not changed at all?
A lot has changed technically, but I don't really feel... At the same time, not much has changed. It's hard to explain. I've had the same work ethic since I was young, so nothing in terms of how I go about my day has really changed. Of course, there's a big difference between last month and this month in terms of my results, my ranking, but when you focus on the things that I need to focus on, there's nothing much. Nothing much. Yeah.
Do you feel any more pressure?
I think it's normal to feel some pressure after a big run like this. But tennis is a game that has a lot of pressure in whichever moment that you're in your life. And I think that I've done the best I could with my mentality and talking with my team about how I can handle it, and hopefully that shows on court.
The win over Iga, is that the best moment of your career so far, would you say?
Of course. I think all of those, all the wins that week, and even the match against Jessica was such important moments in my life.
Yeah, sure. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis. Okay, Grabher serving to stay in this set. What a real smash and grab this would be if Eala was to break serve here. Oh, she's just missed that shot though. 15 love. Forehand return, backhand return their forehand now into the backhand of Eala, which goes into the forehand of Grabher. It's going to be mishit, 15 all. Right now, technically, ladies and gentlemen, Eala is 3 points away from winning the set. Incredible, no? Considering where we were. 5 break points have been saved in this set from Eala, and she's yet to garner a great break point on the Grabher serve. I think it's extremely fair to suggest that the forehand is a liability. As you say, those forehand mishits that have been apparent in this match so far. Good return there from Eala. But she's now on the backhand of Grabher, and that might not have been the right decision there because it's a wonderful backhand from the Austrian, and it's 30-15. Make sure you hit that like button, people. And of course, if you are new to the channel, hit subscribe and watch that little number just below my head tick over. Okay, Grabher serving. Second serve for Eala to look at. She is still technically 3 points away from winning this set. Double fault. 30 all. 2 points now away from winning this set, Alex Eala. Grabher serving 4-5, 30 all. Alex seems to have the bit between her teeth right now. Is she going to kill this serve? Let's see. It lands in. Decent return. Backhand from Grabher, though. That's a good backhand from her. Now on the forehand of her. That's a wonderful forehand winner, belying that forehand weakness that was cited for Mozan earlier, which I don't disagree with, by the way. But she's done a really good job with that forehand. And she's got a game point for 5 all. Still, Eala hasn't garnered a break point on the Grabher serve. Backhand return has got decent depth on it. Forehand now into the backhand of Eala. Backhand from Grabher. I thought that was going to go long, but it landed in. But that is going to go wayward, and we got to deuce. And again, Alex Eala is 2 points away from winning the set. Serves out wide. Eala gets her racket on it. Now it's on the forehand of Grabher. Oh, what's she doing there, Grabher? Oh, what are you doing, Grabher? Oh, a set point for Alex Eala. Alex Eala has a set point here. It's her first break point of the match, and it's come at such a crucial moment. She has barely laid a glove on the Grabher serve until this moment. But here we are. Smash and grab on the cards, potentially. Okay, Grabher will be desperate for a first serve here. What are we going to get? She gets that first serve in, but we're into the rally here on the forehand now. Eala defending on the backhand side. Now Grabher on the forehand, and Eala can't get to that. That's extremely clutch forehand work there from the Austrian. Deuce. Yeah, I know, Ozan, I know. But you weren't wrong. You weren't wrong. Ace down the tee, and she now has a game point for 5 all. Good return there from Eala, and we're back to deuce. And we have another set point. Oh, and Eala's won the set with an unforced error after she pushed that wide. Eala wins the first set by 6-4. Now that was a smash and a grab from the Filipina in 58 minutes. She could barely lay a glove on the Grabher serve. And yet there we were with Grabher having 5 break points on the Alex Eala serve during that first set, but she couldn't take any of them. Eala dug deep and then struck when it mattered most to win that first set in a little under an hour. Wow. Let's have a look at some of the first set stats for you, ladies and gentlemen, as we see both of them landing 61% of their first serves in. Both of them hovering just above the 60% mark on first serves won and second serves won. Both of them reasonable on the winners level, 13 for Grabher, 11 for Eala. But the unforced errors from Grabher was 16 compared to 11 from Eala. But here is the big one. 0 from 5 break points for Grabher, 1 from 2 for Alex Eala. And that was the difference in that set. Boom, boom, boom. And we'll take a quick break to let you know why, if you are a tennis fan, but especially if you're an Alex Eala fan, why it's a good idea to become a member.
Ready. Play.
Hi, everyone, and especially hello to you, Alex Eala fans. I want to highlight something, though, that you might not be aware of, which is the fact that you can become a member. Click that button that says join. And what kind of things can you benefit if you become a member? Well, let's have a quick look. Here you can see some of the things that you will get as a member. First of all, you'll get exclusive videos that'll only be for you first. Secondly, you'll get other videos that will never be released to the public, just for you members. There are various different levels of membership, but you can begin by just becoming a member from as little as €2, £2, or $2 per month. That's a little over 100 Philippine pesos a month. So not much for some extra content, including some Alex Eala content. In fact, if we look at 2 recent uploads, we've got some of her practices and returns and slices, plus footage of her meeting, greeting, and signing autographs for fans. We've also got an unedited preview and prediction here of her upcoming clash in Miami. And we also have an unedited video of her being interviewed by myself last year in Portugal. Completely unedited and almost 20 minutes, exclusive for members only. There will also be hundreds and hundreds more videos available to you as a member, and hundreds more that are going to be uploaded in the near future, all for just members and all for just $2, €2, or £2 a month. So what are you waiting for? Just click that join button right now and become a member and get access to the extra footage and, of course, little emojis, including an Alex Eala one, of course. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, with set number 2. Eala serving, and it is 30-15 for her on her serve. She won that first set by 6-4. They have swept the court, so it looks nice and clean and fresh. Decent return there from Grabher, but she's going to struggle to get to that after a wonderful angle created there from Eala. She is now up to 40-15, is the Filipina. When is the French Open seeding decided? I think the end of this week, right? And she's going to miss that forehand, Grabher. Eala holds for one love. I love it. I love it. Okay. 15 love. Good serve there from Grabher. Cool. Good serve there from Grabher. She should win the point from here. She should definitely win the point from here. She does. 40 love. Okay, Eala wins that point for 40-15. Okay, one game all.
This one in general, there have been some really good moments, but that many great points. Obviously treated to really closing with those attacker. Eala on serve.
Okay, 40 love now for Eala on her serve.
7 of 8 service points. Will she be able to make it 8 out of 9? Yeah, she does make it 8 of 9. That's now 12 to 14 service points. So Holly serve a lot more comfortably.
Yeah, she's pretty comfortable right now on serve. 2-1 for Alex Eala. Remember, she won that first set by 6 games to 4. Okay, so 2-1 to Eala. Yeah, I don't think Ozan Ramissos was saying anything about the grass. I think he's just saying it's an interesting. It is always kind of very smooth, very curious, very interesting when those clay courts have been freshly swept, and they always look a million times better than the clay courts that many of us play on in Europe. Anyway, whichever way you look at clay or grass, Alex Eala is looking in much better shape right now than she was maybe half an hour ago, as she was fending off those 5 break points in the first set and was constantly under threat on her serve. And yet now she feels pretty comfortable in the first 2 games of this set on her serve. And she might fancy another little look in at the Grabher serve. Let's see if she can work it out in this particular game here. Grabher serving at 1-2. And it's going to be a second serve as well for Eala to look at. Oh, she's made that return. Love 15. Wow. What a return, Alex Eala. I'm not convinced about the movement, but you hit shots like that and you're fine. Good serve, though, there from Grabher. She's in charge of this point. Oh, that was close. It lands on the line and it's 15-all. Grabher misses the first serve there. So a second serve here for Alex Eala to look at. Backhand return there. It's a bit of an unusual one. Oh, forehand from Grabher goes into the net. And there's the forehand breaking down, Ozan. 15-30. $15-30. Misplaced ball toss there from the Austrian. Good return there from Eala. Oh, I thought that backhand was going to go long from Grabher, but that one does. 15-40. 2 break points for Alex Eala. Forehand is so hit or miss, Ozan, indeed. Indeed. So 2 break points here for Eala. And the only point that Grabher has won in this particular game was won by the minimum of margins. Wonder what Eala's grass court season is going to be like, by the way. Last year, she played quite a few 1-2-5s. I would like to see that again, but... Backhand return from Alex. It's interesting how she took a step back there just as the service motion was beginning. Now it's on the back. Oh, but she's going to go long there, 30-40. First serve has been missed. So a second serve here for Alex Eala to look at. 30-40. Grabher. Good second serve, mind you. Oh, I thought that forehand was going to go long, but it didn't. And Eala's a bit short there with that. Now it's a cross court. Backhand from Grabher. Forehand from Eala. That's got a funny bounce. She breaks. It's 3-1. You could see how Grabher responded to that unusual bounce by going, oh, you're kidding me. And you do have some sympathy for her for that one. But still, the angle was interesting that Eala had created. And it sort of, I think it hit that line, didn't it? And bounced a bit funny. And Grabher couldn't deal with it. And we now have a 1 set and break advantage. Roehampton, Eastbourne, or Nottingham. I don't think. I'm just trying to remember. We've had Birmingham in the past. We had Birmingham in 2023. And I think we might have had Nottingham the same year, actually. Oh, Eala gets lucky with a net cord there. 15 love. We might have had Nottingham and Birmingham. We had Surbiton as well a couple of times. Okay. So Eala leads by a set and a break and 15 love. She gets to 4-1. I think she wins the match. 30 love. Mila is very confident about the Eala win. By the way, for those of you watching right now, please hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't already done so, please click subscribe and you'll see this number just below my head tick over. Good serve down the tee there. The backhand return has got great depth on it, but that's a good backhand from Eala. Wow, that's going to land in from Grabher somehow, but we're still into the rally here. Good forehand winner there from Grabher, 30-15. I think even the most optimistic of Alex Eala fans might be a little bit calmer on that crushing Serena Williams take. Ozan, you're way too... Ozan, that's way too pessimistic. If Eala wins today and she's playing Stuttgart next week, we'll be 30,000 next week, Ozan. Mark my words. We've already had this conversation before. I said the week after Monte Carlo, so yeah, we'll be 30,000 that week. Never mind. Berlin is like towards the end of the grass or midway through the grass court season. Dear me. What a cross-court backhand that is from Grabher, by the way, to get us to 30 all. No, not 40K by Berlin, but looking at 30K. Thank you very much. That's much appreciated. Ooh, that's a good shot from Grabher, and she might get the break back, you know. She should win the point here. She does, 30-40. It's her 6th break point on the Alex Eala serve. And from being quite comfortable at 30 love, looks very different right now for Eala. Not 40K by Berlin, but 30K by next week. Not 30K by, I don't know, is that 10 weeks away, is it, Berlin? Something like that? Okay, second serve here for Grabher to look at as well. Into the forehand, which is hit decently, and on the backhand of Eala. That's a wonderful, wonderful backhand winner from Alex Eala down the line. Deuce. And thank you very much for sharing this channel, Mon Coronado. That is much appreciated. You can all share this channel as well by clicking the share button below this stream. You can share it with your friends via WhatsApp or via text message or merely on your social medias. I'm not sure she's got this in the bag just yet. Oh, and that drive volley from Alex that won't help. that goes into the net. She normally puts those away quite easily. Vamos, says Coach Sandro. Okay, another break point here. It's break point number 7 for Grabher. Oh, that must have just clipped the net. That first serve. You know what? She could just throw in a bunch of second serves because Grabher is quite deep, really. You didn't need to hit it that hard. Okay, second serve here for Alex Eala. And it is break point number 7 for Grabher. One of these break points is going to tell, surely. Run around forehand. Oh, she's put the return into the net, Grabher. Deuce. I just heard the word Langsam from her team. Langsam means slow. I don't know if they're talking about the serve from Eala or just take it easy. And Eala's going to win this next point. She's got a game point for 4-1. No, bigger fish to fry. We say that a lot in the UK. Good serve out wide. And backhand's going to go into the net. Eala holds for 4-1, ladies and gentlemen. 4-1. All right. Shall we listen to me talking about Alex Eala fandom? Let's go. I want to address something right now, which is going on social media, and it's regarding Alex Eala. And it's people getting angry and upset when Alex Eala loses a tennis match, by the way. They're going, look, see, this is why you shouldn't be so hyping her up. What is this hype all about? Let me tell you now, there is no Alex Eala hype. She is living in your heads rent-free, as are the fans, by the way, which I think is a marvelous thing for tennis. And as someone who wants tennis to expand and be welcomed in other parts of the world and welcome those into tennis with open arms, you guys that are actually trying to quell that are actually saying, no, I want to keep tennis just for me and the small amount of elites that already are within the sport. I want to see it expand, and I'm wonderfully welcoming to a part of the world such as the Philippines, which has been yearning and is obviously desperate for a sports star to fill the chasm, the void that is obvious and apparent in the wake of the retirement of Manny Pacquiao. Now they have it in Alex Eala. No one is saying that Alex Eala is going to be a Grand Slam winner anytime soon or reaching world number 1. And by the way, this is where you guys that are feeling in the hate on her and saying, why are you hyping her up? No one's hyping her up. And we know that you're conflating the two issues of hype and excitement and drama, all of which Alex Eala definitely brings to tennis. But it's obvious that you're getting the two conflated because you actually get more angry in the wake of an Alex Eala loss, going, look, there you go, that proves it. That shows that she's not going to be doing this. No one. You won't find one single expert former player suggesting she's going to be making top 10 or even possibly top 20. And yet she is world number 32. She's the 32nd best tennis player in the world. That is what she's being recognized for in terms of her tennis ability. But of course, there's a much more wider significance. And if you look at a bit of tennis history, I think it's quite important. You become to realize that not everybody is just about winning titles, about what they can bring to the sport. And what Alex Eala is certainly delivering right now in terms of fandom and interest in the sport. I sometimes wonder, by the way, those of you that are getting really annoyed by this, you're actually really angry about the excitement that she brings and the seats that she fills within a stadium. I sometimes wonder if you get tennis, if you get sport, or even if you get life. There you go, people. All right. Oh, it's a wonderful forehand there from Grabher, defying the criticism of the forehand by Ozam from Grabher to get the 30 love. Sonny Cartel had never heard of the expression bigger fish to fry. Yeah, I am surprised by that. Particularly as I think it feels like a sort of working class expression. And the reason why I mention that is because I know that Sonny Cartel's background is more working class. But maybe it's used by older people in the UK. Maybe that's what it is. Anyway, 3 game points here for Grabher to get to 4-2. And she's wonderfully served there that Eala can't quite deal with it. In fact, Eala looks at the mark on the court to see if that landed in or not. But so 4-2. Some comments here in the live chat from Abdo Namak 2345. I don't speak that language. Sorry. Okay, 15 love here for Eala. Backhand return into the forehand now of Eala. That's a lovely forehand from her, but Grabher manages to defend it. Can she defend this as well? Maybe, but the volley there from Eala is too good. 30 love. Oh, Eala's mishit that, so 30-15. Oh, double fault. 30 all. Similar to the previous service game of Eala's, wasn't it? Where she was up 30 love and then suddenly had to save a break point. 30 all. Oh, she's missed that first serve by some margin as well. Yeah, quite a few, I would say. Half the crowd, maybe. Which is quite a remarkable thing, because we're in Austria right now. Yeah, miss hit forehand from Eala, and it's 30-40. Break point for Grabher, number 8, I believe. If you're a member of a club, yes. If you're a non-member, no. Simple as that, unfortunately. I think this is the 8th break point now for Grabher. Gets the first serve in. Backhand return. Forehand from Eala is pretty good. And that's going to be another break point saved, and we're at deuce. Yeah, 8 break points, yeah. Oh, she gets a bit lucky there with the net cord, Grabher, and it's going to be break point number 9. Okay, backhand return. It's going to go into the net, and that's break point number 9 that's come and gone, and we're at deuce. Backhand from her has got good depth on it. But that backhand's going to miss, and we're going to have break point number 10 now for Grabher. Oh, and she's missed the forehand, Eala, and Grabher breaks back. 4-3. On her 10th break point, she's finally broken, as Ozan here highlights. So, not done quite yet. 2 games in a row for Grabher, and we're back on serve in this set. We will take a quick break.
Ready. Play.
Hi, everyone, and especially hello to you, Alex Eala fans. I want to highlight something, though, that you might not be aware of, which is the fact that you can become a member. Click that button that says join. And what kind of things can you benefit if you become a member? Well, let's have a quick look. Here you can see some of the things that you will get as a member. First of all, you'll get exclusive videos that'll only be for you first. Secondly, you'll get other videos that will never be released to the public, just for you members. There are various different levels of membership, but you can begin by just becoming a member from as little as €2, £2, or $2 per month. That's a little over 100 Philippine pesos a month. So not much for some extra content, including some Alex Eala content. In fact, if we look at 2 recent uploads, we've got some of her practices and returns and slices, plus footage of her meeting, greeting, and signing autographs for fans. We've also got an unedited preview and prediction here of her upcoming clash in Miami. And we also have an unedited video of her being interviewed by myself last year in Portugal. Completely unedited and almost 20 minutes. exclusive for members only. There will also be hundreds and hundreds more videos available to you as a member, and hundreds more that are going to be uploaded in the near future, all for just members and all for just $2, €2, or £2 a month. So, what are you waiting for? Just click that join button right now and become a member and get access to the extra footage and, of course, little emojis, including an Alex Eala one, of course. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis. Fifteen all here on the Grabher serve. It was love 15 after an interesting rally, but now it's a 15 all with an unreturned serve. But she's going to miss the first serve there, Grabher. Can Eala get the break and therefore serve for the match? We'll see. Oh, what a return that is from Eala. Especially as it was nearly a double fault, but the Eala return was out of this world. 15-30. It feels like if Eala could get the break here, she will then serve it out, but we'll see. Okay, Grabher to serve, 15-30. Misplaced ball toss, but still a first serve here. She's missed that first serve. So a second serve here at 15-30 for Alex Eala to look at. Remember, she was leading 4-1, but it's now 4-3. Double fault by some margin as well. That second serve was way out. So 2 break points here for Alex Eala so she can serve for the match potentially. Victor Linter, you are so wrong in your something. Okay, backhand return. I'll address that in a moment. Forehand here into the backhand of Eala. Backhand now from, but into the rally here. Backhand staying in the rally. Forehand now. Eala goes into the net. 30-40. Victor Lentio, 9-4-1-2. You are so wrong in your question, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. I don't know why the FIL AMs are still watching your channel. Oh. Sorry, Victor. I don't know what that means. But anyway. Okay. Oh, Eala's missed that backhand return. And it's deuce. Shall I turn my light on? Hello, Jake. Good to see you. Deuce. Grabher lands a first serve. What a shot that is, though, from Grabher to get to an advantage. And this could be 3 games in a row for the Austrian. Okay. First serve is missed this time from Grabher. That serve has been wayward today, by the way. As in, like, she's missed some second serves as well by a big margin. Eala attacks that second serve. And that's a really good forehand from her. She should win the point from here, and she does. Deuce. Okay, this first serve lands in. Decent return from Eala. And that backhand cross-court's going to miss. So we're going to have another break point here for Alex Eala. It's her third one of this game. Good serve there, though. We're into the rally. Eala defending. That's going to land just in. Oh, wow. Eala breaks for 5-3. I tell you, wow, because she was on the defense there. And she got her racket on that. But look at the depth on that. And that really caught Grabher out. And maybe the bounce. I don't think there was a huge amount of topspin on that because she was on the defense. So it did possibly take a sort of funny bounce. And now Alex Eala will serve for the match. Backhand return. Drop shot from Eala's too good. 15-love. It's been a while since we saw a dropper from Alex Eala, but that was well timed. 15-love. I feel exactly the same. Because I want to watch the football at 9 o'clock. Thank you very much, by the way. Okay, backhand return. Now on the forehand of Eala. It's gone long, 15 all. Remember, Eala was up 4-1 in this set with obviously a break. But she let that cede, and we got to 4-3. But then she got another break herself, and now that's why we're in this situation where she's serving for the match. Second serve here for Grabher to look at. Don't want to be double faulting here, Alex. Forehand return now into the rally on the backhand of Eala. Some thought that forehand was going to go long. Maybe stay on the forehand, Alex, because her backhand is just really good. A bit of a lucky net cord there from Grabher. Now it's on the Eala forehand. Wonderful forehand winner there from Alex Eala. 30-15. I know, Jake. I know. I don't want to do an LOL on that. But yeah, 10-0. Or she's 9-0 at the moment. By the way, interesting figure because I think she got to 10-0 on break points. Or she might have got to 9-0 and then she broke Alex Eala's serve. It was very similar to that. Anyway, 30-15, Eala serving. 2 points away from winning this match. Forehand return. Now Eala on the backhand into the backhand of Grabher, which has got good depth on it, by the way. And she's now on the attack as Grabher. She should win the point from here, but she's put it in the only position where Eala can defend. And she keeps doing the same again and again. Oh, my goodness me, Grabher. What are you doing there? Oh, dearie me. Grabher. Twice. Listen, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. And don't look a gift horse in the mouth twice. Because you had 2 moments there to win the point. And don't put it in the one position that Alex Eala is on the court. She did it once and then she did it again. And Eala defended really well, to be fair. And ultimately, Grabher fell down. 40-15, 2 match points here for Alex Eala to seal a spot in the round of 16, where Yelena Ostapenko awaits. Forehand return here is going to miss. Alex Eala wins 6-4, 6-3 over the Austrian Julia Grabher. Unfortunately for her, she's now 0-10 in all of her main draw matches in Linz. That's an unfortunate record to have. Of course, it is across 2 surfaces, on hard and now on the clay. But Eala is already 50% of the way towards her total of wins on this surface that she accrued in 2025. She's gotten a win. And look at the Filipinos in that crowd. Very happy with this straight sets win. But listen, it was anything but simple for Eala. She had to save so many break points. There were 5 break points that Grabher had come and go in the first set, and she looks pretty glum as she walks off court. That is understandable. But yeah, 5 break points Grabher had. She couldn't take any of them in that first set. And then she was serving to stay in the set, and it was a real smash and grab from Eala as she did grab that first set in what was a really tight scenario. We saw both of them get just over 60% of their first serves in, both players winning just over 60% of their first serves in that first set. But it was all about being ruthless, and Alex Eala was super ruthless in that first set to help her seal it 6-4. The second set, though, we saw Alex race into a 4-1 lead, and we thought, okay, the match is done. Grabher fought back. She breaks back. Then she also gets the next game as well, 4-3. And then we're on serve at 4-3. But Eala dug deep, broke again, and then served it out. Here we are. Here is Alex speaking right now.
And also score in the moments that were very important. What do you think made the difference tonight?
No, I think I kept the intensity well throughout the match. She's a very intense player and has really good shots, so I'm really happy with the win.
And you also had a lot of fans supporting you here in Linz tonight. A lot of fans from the Philippines, but I heard they actually live in Austria. Some of them are in Vienna, some of them in Linz, in Salzburg. What did it mean to you to also have a lot of people cheering for you?
It means so much. Hello mga kababayan. Hindi ko inakala ang dami ninyo dito sa Linz, pero salamat sa pagsubaybay sa mga laban ko at magkita tayo tomorrow. Yes.
And going back to Linz, I know it's your first time. How do you enjoy it so far?
I think it's amazing. I'm really happy with how they've welcomed me and welcomed the Filipinos. I think I guess we match really well because there are a lot of them here. So I'm really thankful for the hospitality. I hope to discover your culture more and have some fun on the court.
And I guess the fans are having some fun tonight, of course, celebrating you. Congrats once again and all the best for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
There we go. Alex Eala is through with this straight sets win to the round of 16 in Linz. It's her first time at this particular tournament. But as I said, last year, she won just 2 clay court matches, one at the 125 event in Werrasch. And by the way, this has also kind of justified her decision to choose this WTA 500 in in Linz. She's going to be playing the WTA 500 in Stuttgart next week. That was a late decision, of course, with the withdrawal of Kim Wen-jeng there. She's now going to be playing there as well. Anyway, she sets up a round of 16 clash with Yelena Ostapenko. We'll come to the preview of that match in a moment. But first of all, let's just quickly reflect on her 6-4, 6-3 win over Grabher. Eala got 60% of her first serves in compared to 55% of Grabher. That second set, Grabher's percentage dropped somewhat, and that helped Eala get her teeth into that set as early as she did when she raced into that 4-1 lead. She got broken back, but eventually broke again and then held off 6-3. First serve percentages won. Both were late 60s on that. Second serve percentages won, though. Eala was at 58%, Grabher at just 50%. We saw Eala crushing some of those second serves, as she often does on the hard courts, but she's also learning to do it nicely on the clay. Grabher, 19 winners, Eala, 18. But this is really a huge moment here. Look at this. Grabher, 29 unforced errors compared to 20 unforced errors from Alex Eala across those 2 sets. And look at this, though. The amount of points that Eala had to play on serve, 83, compared to just 58 from Grabher. And one of the reasons, well, we see it. This is the difference between the 2 players crystallized. Eala broke Grabher's serve 3 times from 7 opportunities. Grabher broke Eala's serve once from 10 breakpoint opportunities. 1 from 10. Very similar, by the way, to, unfortunately, Eala Grabher's win-loss ratio, which, by the way, now in Linz is 0 from 10. All right, let's look forward to Alex Eala's upcoming clash with Jelena Ostapenko. Now, this is a player that Eala has played before. And in fact, they've played each other twice before. And Eala has emerged the winner on both occasions, albeit that they've not played on clay. They played in Miami last year. A tight win that Eala had, 7-6, 7-5, en route, of course, to her breakout semi-final run at that 1,000 event in Florida just over a year ago. They then played each other again on the grass in Eastbourne. I remember this match very, very well. Eala was crushed in the first set, 6-0 by Ostapenko. Got back on terms, if you like, in the second set, but Ostapenko was clearly feeling something physically, and ultimately her body let her down, Ostapenko, and Eala went through courtesy of a retirement from Jelena. It felt like Ostapenko was en route to the quarterfinals in Eastbourne, but Eala hung in there. She defended well. Ostapenko, I also think, by the way, I remember saying at the time that Ostapenko, if that had been a Wimbledon match or maybe even the final of Eastbourne or something, Ostapenko doesn't retire. That's my feeling. And she played Wimbledon, by the way, a week or two late without a problem physically. But Eala took advantage. Fair enough. So the record is 2-0 for Alex. But they've never played on clay before. And Ostapenko on clay, well, a former French Open winner. She's also a winner on indoor clay. She won the WTA 500 in Stuttgart last year. And by the way, the Stuttgart field is much deeper and much tougher than the one currently in Linz this week. Ostapenko is seeded 3 for this tournament. And for me, she comes in as the overwhelming favorite. But what could potentially help Eala? Well, first of all, Eala's played a match now on this surface. That will stand her in good stead. We also saw some slight improvements from Alex Eala today in terms of her movement, in terms of the fact that she's obviously had a good week of practice at the Manicure Rafa Nadal Academy. And then also again today, that straight sets win that she had over Grabher, where she was getting a healthy amount of first serves in at 60%. I think she'll be needing to get probably closer to 70% against Ostapenko to help her win this particular encounter. But she has a chance. But Ostapenko on clay is a totally different prospect. Grabher, those unforced errors of 29 today, Ostapenko might hit 29 unforced errors against Eala, but she'll probably also hit 29 winners. Eala's defense is going to be put to the absolute test against Ostapenko, but she has a chance. She will be relying on Jelena, though, having an off day. I think this is all about Jelena's racket. It'll be on her racket, no doubt about that. If Jelena produces the kind of tennis that she produced in the indoor clay of Stuttgart last year, once again in Linz, then I'm sorry, Alex Eala cannot win this match. However, if Jelena has an off day, then Eala has a great chance, just as she did in Miami and also in Eastbourne last year. It's all about Ostapenko's aggression and Eala's defense. Of course, Eala can attack that second serve of Ostapenko's, but she's not going to be able to attack the first serve of Ostapenko's, like, for example, she could Grabher today. She's also not going to get that many short balls. She's also not going to get a forehand failing as often as Grabher's did today, as often as she was mishitting. And I'm going to go for a Jelena Ostapenko win in 3 sets. Thanks for joining, and you know the. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.